You are now listening to the Kicksologist podcast.
Welcome to another edition of the Kicksologist podcast. I am your host, Michael Patrick. I'm here with my guy, Warrior Kicks 26, and my guy, Andy, over here. And we're here to bring you guys another episode. Sorry for the delay, guys. A lot of stuff's been going on. All right, now I've been getting over this fever. Right now I smell like vapor rub and lemon, so I'm trying to get over this thing. But how you guys doing today?
Doing good, man. I had an early start to the day, let me tell you. Early morning start, man. Had to go pick up a pair of shoes down from Soulfly.
Soulfly. Okay, what shoes did you pick up?
So I got the Soul Goods and Jordan Airship collabs. They released them first come, first serve.
Okay.
Yeah, first come, first serve. I was actually first in line to go in there and get my size. So
that's not bad. One of those pairs were exclusives, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they're only released at so many places. So, yeah, if you were able to get your hands on them, you definitely came up on a pair, let me tell you. Dude already had a pair of 13s he was trying to move it, like, because they retailed at like $160 after taxes, and he was trying to move it for $260 already.
Oh, my man. Right from the store, huh?
Yeah, he's a reseller anyway, though, so.
Oh, okay.
They release here next. Yeah, the 27th, we get them in the UK.
27th? I was looking at those too. I don't know if I was going to grab them. When I was, for my birthday, we went to around LA to see if I was going to buy some stuff. The outlets had a lot of stuff there, like Fear 3s. They had the sneaker of the year, the Panda Dunks there, all over the place. They had so much stuff there, which was like, it was super dope to see all the shoes that were like sitting. But then again, like, for some reason this year, I feel like I'm going to be very, very picky with my choices. Because I've been, like, selling off some stuff and keeping only the stuff that I really wanted. And so a lot of the stuff I've just been kind of, like, selling off. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I had, like, so many pairs, and I've gone down again. But this is always the cycle with me. I will go up to, like, 100 to 200 pairs, and then I get down to like 60, and then I buy a bunch more, then I gotta go back down. I don't know why I go through that phase, but it always seems to happen. So this year, I'm just gonna say, you know what, from the jump, I'm only going to buy things that I know I'm gonna rock. Nothing that's like on some like, let me see, because I know for a few years I was buying shoes like that, but I'm not gonna do that anymore. That's just like a waste of money, especially when I get there and I look at them, I'm like, I'm not wearing these joints at all, and I gotta sell them again. It's just a waste of time.
I had the idea of doing that this year. I think we all, when with the amount we all have, I think we all have the idea of doing that every single year to start the year and be like, I'm going to be more selective. Well, I've already bought 2 pairs this year. Yeah, and I've tried to, I think we try to convince ourselves more than anybody else. I think we try to convince ourselves that we're not gonna buy it, and then I've already had 2 pairs. When the first pair I really wanted was the Chinese New Year Jordan 2s. I was gonna try and hold out for them.
We're definitely gonna talk about those coming up.
Obviously, that didn't work out for you. that didn't work out for you holding out for that. I mean, from there, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword, because some of it is for the collection, and other things, it's like, I'm also trying to get him to do a review for the channel.
Yeah.
So then it becomes, all right, am I going to hold on to these, or am I going to keep, or sell them off? I don't usually do returns on a bunch of stuff. I mainly just look to see if I can just sell it to somebody who actually wanted it.
Okay.
Give it to them for retail, I don't try and make any money off it. But I know. But my size is a size that a lot of people have a hard time hitting sometimes. So it works out if I end up with a pair that in a size that someone wanted,
Yeah.
But I did move a bunch of shoes. There's a place about an hour from here, and I must have taken like 2 boxes worth of kicks up there that I ended up selling off.
2 boxes worth.
2 boxes.
I
Man.
sell nothing. I never ever sell anything.
I can see from behind
Um,
you.
There's all this as well, and then there's all this, and like when we moved into this place though, I gave a load away to charity pairs that I knew I was never going to wear, or I just don't even care to have them in my collection. I've got some still in my collection that maybe I'll wear, maybe I won't. These were ones I definitely knew I wasn't going to do. I was like, I'll just give them away to charity, so I probably gave away 15, 20 pairs. But yeah, I don't really sell anything. I've never. It's not really my thing. I buy to keep. That's literally it.
Yeah, I try to keep mine too. I've donated some to like kids and especially like high schoolers and stuff like that. If I see it, I'm like, hey, what size are you? And I like give it to them because high school is cruel, especially when it comes to shoes. Like when your shoes ain't right, they get on you. So if I find out your size and I got it, then I'll give it to you. Like when I used to thrift and find shoes, I'd clean them up and stuff, and I'd try to flip a profit so I can buy my own stuff. But if I couldn't move them, I'd find kids in schools who like needed the shoes, and I'd like donate it to them. One time, me and Chris actually donated a pair of shoes to a kid. He said he noticed was going to school and his shoes looked like they were like way too big for him and beat up. So he said, hey, do you have a shoe this size? Like, so we can hook my man up? And I was like, yeah. So we gave him a pair of shoes. I think we gave him some clothes and some stuff like that. And apparently the mom completely flipped out on him. Like, just like, he doesn't need this charity. He doesn't need this, that. We don't need that, blah, blah, blah. And so they didn't end up giving the stuff back. They said they didn't want the charity. They didn't end up giving the stuff back. We have no clue what happened. But all we know is the next time Chris saw him, he was wearing the same beat up shoes that he was before. And we're just like, yo, hopefully she didn't sell them or give them to somebody else. But we're just like, yo, get this man his shoes. Like, what's going on with that? Like, it was weird. And that was probably like one of the last times we like donated a pair, because we're like, yo, are people gonna be this weird nowadays? Like, I have no clue. No clue. But let's jump into this list, guys. So we got some quick takes here that we're gonna go through. And one of the things that we have to go through each year, there are some collectives, some blogs, some websites that like to come up with top lists. Now we deal with the top list when it comes to the sneaker of the year. We all get together and we all look at what they did. But it looks like Complex did a top 50 sneakers for Nike over the years. And I'm going to go through, I sent you guys a list earlier, but I'm going to go through the top 5 that they had and let's see if we agree. Number 1 is the Air Jordan 1. Number 2 is the Nike Air Force 1. Number 3 is the Nike Air Max 1. Number 4 is the Air Jordan 3. And number 5 is the Nike Duck. How are we with this list so far?
See, I agree with the Air Jordan 1 being a part of the top 5, but I don't know if I can say it's number 1. Considering the rest of the list, right? Because to me, when you look at the list, right, Nike started off with in the running shoe game, right, out there in Oregon. And if you guys don't know, the story of the waffle bottoms is literally because they were using a waffle iron to make them.
Facts.
Like, if you guys, what was the movie? Prefontaine. In that movie, they show them doing that, using the waffle irons to make the bottom for the running shoes. Like, to me, like you can't talk about Nike without going back to its original roots and origin, how it is they started, and putting some of those running shoes on there that really, I mean, like Nike obviously elevated things basketball wise, but they were kind of strong in the run game, from what I recall, right? So, I mean, that's pretty much my take on that.
I'm not too mad at it, which I thought I would be with a complex list. But it's not my personal choice, but I can't really argue the 5. I get why the 5 are there. I don't have a strong case to say that one shouldn't be. It should be. Like, I'm good with that 5.
Okay, so to your point, Lewis, what you said about the waffle, the Nike Waffle Racer is 48th on the list. The shoe that I think deserves a little bit more love, that before the NMD, before the Ultra Boost, before all that took craze, the Nike Roshi Run had the game like this. Kept the game by the balls for the longest time. And they put them things at 50. I think they deserve a little bit more love than that. But yeah, they threw those all the way back. I do want to ask you guys, what are your opinion on this though? So, number 6, they had the Air Jordan 11. Number 7, they had the 4. Number 8, they had the Air Max 95. I'm going to skip 9 because this is what I want to talk to you guys about. Number 10 is the Jordan 5. But number 9 is the Nike Air Yeezy 2. Now, noticing that this shoe took a lot from other silhouettes that were already made, why do you think this shoe is at number 9?
To fit in with hype. It's literally the reason why the shoe is all hype. Like, it's nice, but it's keeping the relevancy of hype. It's not. It wouldn't be in my top 10.
It definitely is. Listen, you got the guys on Complex themselves, they're hype beasts. They're hype beasts. Like that. To put the Nike Air Yeezy 2 at number 9, again, when you talk about the prestige of Nike itself.
Yep.
Like, unless you're watching a YouTube short or Instagram reel where they're obviously trying to sell that pair, I mean, what other relevancy does really the Yeezy 2 have?
It's true.
Because to be honest with you, I think it's an ugly looking shoe. It looks ugly to me. But everybody's on it because it goes for what, 15, 20K?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even see myself wearing it if I had a pair.
Yeah, especially now since it's so old, it'll probably crack. It's just so weird looking through this list and seeing some things, and like the Air Mag is at 26th on the list. Sometimes I wonder, like, how do you guys put these lists together?
See,
what are you guys going through it?
Well, here's a better question. Does it deserve to be on the list? The Air Mag. Does it deserve to be there? Now, me personally, I think it does, because it's the first time you've seen something like that in an iconic movie series.
Sure.
At that, right? So, Air Mags and the Back to the Future movie is one of the all-time top movie series that's ever been created. And the Air Mags, along with that hoverboard that my man was, all that is iconic stuff. So, the Air Mags deserve to be on the list. Now, do they deserve? What did you say they were? 26?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's up for debate. But do they belong on the list? I would say yes. Where they should fall, that's a whole different story.
As the list gets bigger, though, is where you will argue where things should be. The top 5 probably isn't anything I'd swap out. I wouldn't say, well, hang on, I have a different preference than that top 5, but I understand the top 5. The more you'll read onto it, you'd look at something and think, so that's at number 9. I'm sure you'll see something at 17, 18, 24, 27 and go, no, that should be in place of that. For overall, what it is, the shoe, not just the hype, but like the Roshi, I mean, it's served more purpose as a whole.
It's true. And it makes me think of this video I seen where, and this is going to kind of segue us into our next little hot topic, but there's a video of people asking like teenagers about who they think the GOAT of basketball is. And a lot of them are saying like Paul George. They're like, oh, Paul George, because this and that, or because my build on 2K is Paul George. Paul George is my build. Paul George is shot on 2K. And it's interesting to me because regardless of the body of work, like depending on the generation, they're going to say who they feel like their GOAT is on their opinion, right? So I've seen a lot of comments on there were talking about how the Jordan 4 deserved more love of where the position it was at. And it made me think about a lot of people talking about how the Jordan 4 is so trendy now. It's one of like this, aside from the 1 and the 4, they're so trendy. And I was like, okay, people have that like recency bias where something's trendy right now, and so it needs more love now because it's so trendy right now. And speaking about the 4, I think we all seen James Whitner with the Air Jordan 4 yesterday, and everybody was going crazy about it and mentioning stuff about it. To me personally, it looked like the exact same shoe. Like I was like, wait, why are we going crazy? It looks like the exact same shoe. Until I believe you posted in our group chat, and it was like the side-by-side comparisons. I was like, oh, it's lighter. But for me, I was like, it's the same shoe. Why is everybody going crazy? So what do you guys think about this shoe? And to another point, how do you feel how they do their raffles for that shoe? Or any of their shoes?
Well, the shoe itself, I would say, I need to see like better in-hand images on that. That's on feed, and I don't know with the lighting, because it gives off a very much a pink looking hue, and the side image looks like the back tab is also clear as well. So I don't really know like how that whole thing is set up until I can see some clear images on it. But in talking about their raffle, it's interesting you bring that up, because they just posted something today saying that for all the people who got their orders canceled with the maniere 5s, that they're actually going to receive exclusive access on the next collab pair that they're going to drop.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
People were just sending that information to me today that they were going to be doing that. Now, what upcoming drop? I'm not sure. They just said the next upcoming collab that they're going to have. So that could be the 4s, or that could be the 3s, but they're going to be sending out notices concerning that. But overall, maniere, for the most part, has seemed the most fair that I've been a part of.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of the EQL system until I started like learning more about it. But I would say they've done stuff in the past, like, and Andy, I don't know if you guys saw this, but here in the US, when I believe it was the 4s were dropping, or maybe it was the 2s, I'm not sure, but during one of the election years, they were asking people to make short video posts, speaking about, either their political views and basically trying to get people to get out and vote. And so there's some talk with the drops that are happening this year that maniere may look to try to do that again. Now, me personally, I feel like sneakers should be something that brings us together, but now you're adding politics in it, which obviously can quickly divide us. So if they do come out with that, yeah, I'm out as far as trying to enter that way. I'll just try to go in manually, because, just people can have so many contrasting views and ideas that it turns into fight. And it's hard enough trying to get people to just be calm as it is and trying to cop these kicks. And now you want to try to add politics on top of it. I mean, you're looking at a firestorm.
No, I agree.
I don't
even
necessarily think... Go on, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Before you go, Andy, I think even to your point, Lewis, I think somebody did a video saying that their vote doesn't matter, and they weren't even going to vote, or some stuff like that. It was on the lines of like their vote doesn't matter, they're not even going to try, blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And they actually won the raffle for that. So it's interesting how they used that, and that person won. And because a few people, like, I guess they have people put those videos up on social media.
Yes.
So a lot of people seen his video, and they're like, how did this dude win? He didn't bring anything to the table, and he got a W. That's just crazy. But go for it, Andy. I'm sorry.
Well, I think off that shows a more fair thing. It's not you pushing a narrative. You can have my shoes if your views are the same as mine. To have it where it's more about, I just want you to be more politically minded, whichever way that is, whether you're left or right, just to to stand on your morals, I suppose. So for somebody who's going to say, I'm not doing evil to still win, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It shows that they're not pushing a narrative. So I think to maybe try and make people politically conscious isn't a bad thing, as long as you're not pushing your agenda. Let everybody think like me and you can have my shoes, otherwise no shoes for you. And then
Agreed.
I think as well, if it is the same shoe but a different colour, I don't really feel like that matters. I mean, Balvin's going to do it, isn't he? He's got the darker pair coming out. It's the same shoe, just different colouring. People are still going to be exactly the same for that. Everyone's going to jump on for it.
That's true. Even looking at just the color palette. So images today came out of the maniere Air Max 95s. And it uses the exact same color palette that they've been using for the last few drops. Now, I've heard complaints of people irritated with it. They don't like that they haven't expanded their color routes. I know Nike, when it comes down to some collabs, they give some people limited space to do extra. This might just be the Whitner Group's just thing. This is their color. Yeah, that's their MO.
But the color,
is that a bad thing?
But the color is supposed to be okay. So if we step back and we look at where maniere is at its roots, it's supposed to be the promotion of the African American community, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here within the U.S. So it's deeply rooted in, Black culture, pushing Black history, and the burgundy color or maroon color is supposed to be, from my understanding, representative of the blood, right? So you're always going to have those colors within their shoes because that's part of their representation. Now, when you look at the dawn pair and the dusk pair, I mean, you're talking about storytelling now within the two sneakers, right? Mm-hmm. One is, the dust pair is supposed to be representative of, basically you being in the dark trying to work your way through, and then the victory is the dawn, right? Which is why you have the difference in color between those two sneakers. So, I mean, storytelling wise, it obviously shows that they will expand on their colors, but as far as what they're constantly trying to push forward for them, you're always going to have that main color palette of like the burgundies and shades of that burgundy in there.
Sometimes though, it can backfire the other way around. Union, for instance, there's a lot of difference in a lot of the Union collaborations. There's not a one theme in that, and you hear a lot of different people, a lot of different opinions on them. A lot of people will say the Jordans that they brought out, the first ones are really nice, the rest of it's rubbish. They discredit a lot of things. You have people who genuinely like the brand, like the story, and like whatever, but it's you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't sometimes. I think it must be hard, but if you're given this kind of run to be able to do things, how much the consumer allows you before they complain? How hot are you until right now you're not, now you're doing the wrong thing?
Agreed. I think to your point, it's exactly what you said. You can come out with your first shoe and it can be the hottest thing, and a lot of times you can't catch lightning in a bottle twice. Like people just expect you to be the same hot every release, and you're not going to hit that every point. I mean, I know people who complain about the Cortez that Union did. People complained about the maniere 2s that came out. Like, oh, these weren't the best. Like, there's always a complaint when it comes down to something. Those are nice too, and I still want to add those to the collection. Clean.
Yeah,
and
I love the 2s. I've got both the 2s. I love them. I'm also a huge fan of the Chucks that they did with Sheila Bridges. Like, I love them. I think I've got 3 pairs of them. I've actually got 3 pairs. Like, I made sure that, but I probably wear Converse more than anything. Chucks, I have everything. Chucks is my standard. Like, I wear a lot of Chucks. that shoe, I thought, that came out at the same time as one of the other ones, and everyone was going for them, so it made it really easy for me, because while everyone concentrated on them, I was on Converse and doubling up. So,
Smart
and then I
move.
picked a third pair up whenever. That's I can see them there, 3 boxes there.
I think the colors though, like, I like a lot of the Alma Maniere products, but I think what they need to do in order to keep themselves on the good side is definitely fix their logistics problem.
Yes, definitely.
Because
Definitely.
you know, let's back up, right? Because we had 2 pairs of the 12s, 2 pairs of the 5s. Now what happened with the 12s? A lot of people were hyped for those. The problem was the QC issues.
Yes.
You had the bleeding happening on the white and burgundy pair, and then you had a lot of glue and some weirdness going on with the suede on the black and burgundy pair.
Yeah.
Well, that's what caused a lot of people to go down on those. Even though,
But with that, can I just say though, who's responsible for that? It's not Armand Maniere, that's Nike.
that's Nike, correct?
They're responsible. Like, it's once Armand Maniere have done the design and give it to them, and they're meant to be luxury, like with the way that they're presented with the lining and stuff. The shoe is presented as luxury. Nike need to take extra care.
100%.
Yes, 100%. And then moving to the 5s, like I said, the problem with those were all the shipping issues, people getting their orders canceled. You know, you're talking about, some people were waiting like beyond 2 months.
Yeah, they were.
To hear, yeah, we've canceled your order. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, they need to be quicker with that.
That's ridiculous.
Crazy.
That's a ridiculous amount of time. You know, and to not answer anybody, you're putting out posts on Twitter and Instagram, like advertising, oh, come into the store, we're having this sale, this is going on. And yet, the main issue that everyone keeps asking you about, you seem to not talk about. So as far as public opinion is concerned, when it comes to Alma Maniere, it's dropped off a little bit. Now, as of right now, because they're seeing these shoes, there's a positive uptick in talk.
Yeah.
How's this release going to go? You know, which is why I think they put out that information saying, oh yeah, for all you guys that got your pair canceled, we're going to give you exclusive access. Now, can we trust that though? Because look how Nike does when they talk about, oh yeah, you're going to get exclusive access because, you're going to fall into this criteria. Well, we know that there's people who fall into the criteria and they never receive exclusive access.
True.
Or they don't fall into the criteria and they get exclusive access.
That's true as well.
So we'll have to see how all that turns out.
Because even if they do bless those people, then it's going to be an issue of how many pairs are in this exclusive access. And if my order got canceled, how come I didn't get my pair? So you can't please everybody. Yeah.
Or is it a pair they even want? Oh, I don't want this pair. I want the other pair.
Yeah, because what they can do is they can release those 4s and those Air Max at the same time. But you want the 4s, but you get the Air Max.
And the 3. Don't forget, there's a pair of 3.
And the 3, yep. This is true. This is exactly true. In talking about both brands, Union is actually coming out with a Nike Field General. How do you guys feel about those?
Union Nike Field General.
They're one of the shoes I'm looking forward to the most.
I actually dig the color. It definitely are my colors, but I dig the colors. I'm not too mad at it. I like how Union does this thing with details and materials. I think that's what usually I pick up from them. They like to expand when it comes to different materials when it comes to Nike, because when they use the footscape for the Beffy, the Beauty Supply Jordan 1s, people hated those. And so I actually like, oh, that's dope how they incorporate it, because I hated those on the regular shoes. So the fact that they use different materials on their shoes and try to like do something like off the rip, I actually appreciate it. So this is a shoe definitely on one of my lists to look at, because I just love how they did. They got the wall four at the bottom. Just the netting, like the details of it, especially with this picture, you see the detail of this suede. The leather looks actually really nice. Like, it doesn't look cheapy, and that's something I can appreciate with Union collabs. So how do you guys feel about these ones?
I mean, I personally, I like, they're very subtle actually to me. It's a subtle looking shoe. It's not very loud, but it's different.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. And this is a pair that I was actually like, I may actually try and go after these. These are actually not a bad looking shoe overall. I've never actually worn a pair of Field Generals, so I couldn't even speak on like how they feel to wear. But just the overall look of it and the construction, I think it's a nice looking shoe, and definitely more of a springtime shoe, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Springtime, summer shoe. Even though it's got a lot of earth tones to it, which could work for the fall as well. But just the way it's set up overall, man, I think it's real nice.
I like to keep the element, like there's always an element of vintage with their designs as well, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
What are these retailing at anyway?
I'm not sure. I don't think it came up with a. That's
I don't think they've released that yet.
They haven't even released what they're going to cost?
Nah, I don't think they did yet, but hopefully it's nothing crazy. So Nike has been tripping on prices lately. So let's not do that.
I mean, it looks like I can see these being about $150.
Yeah, I can see them doing that.
I can see $150 for these. I mean, the AJKOs, they were only about $140 themselves. The Union AJKOs, right? Weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I couldn't see these being that much more than that.
Did you guys happen to see the Pharrell Williams Louis Vuitton Timberlands that people are going crazy for?
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting because a few years ago, I don't know if a pattern Tim like that would have been acceptable.
Probably
I don't even know if they're really that acceptable now, only other than the fact that they're Louis Vuittons.
Yeah.
They're for taking pictures on Instagram. That's what it's going to be. Like, it's not really for people wearing them about doing what they're doing. It's for you to have that, like, it's for photographs on Instagram.
See, this is where we need a guy from New York City.
Definitely. Because I was told by somebody who's from New York, who came out here. It was at college. I was wearing a Timberland boot. No, it was just a Timberland boot. I didn't know there was levels to it. I just had a Timberland boot. I didn't know there was levels. Yeah. I had the wheat boot, but apparently the bottom wasn't the OG bottom where it should have been. It was like another bottom. I didn't know that. I just got a Timberland boot for a good deal, and I wasn't tripping. He's like, nah, you can't wear these out here. He's like, dead ass, you can't wear these. So he told me the only boots I can wear are the correct. Yeah, he said, dead ass, you can't wear these. The only things you can wear are the, and I forgot what the term he used, but it was like the regular wheat, only buy those. He said you can get a black pair, and the only other pair you can wear with a Timberland is, I don't remember the model, but I know he said beef and broccoli. And I can see the model in my head. I just don't remember what it's called. But those are the only 3 pairs of Timberlands I can actually wear that is acceptable by people in New York. And I was like, hey, yo, I didn't know Tims were that crazy.
Yeah, the one pair, the butter Tims. The butter pecan Tims, and then with the gum bottoms. But see, then it's been a while since I really looked into Tims like that, being down here in Florida. But then there's also the cut of the height as well.
Yep.
There's the different heights. You know what I mean? And then there's the different collars.
Yep.
Too. Right?
There's levels.
Yeah.
I read something there that was saying that a big wave for this year is going to be like the rise of the boot and the shoe. A lot of people who were wearing sneakers are going to kind of move over to shoe, and the brands are going to push it as well, which does fall in line with a few things that I've seen. Like I've seen recently as well, the Adidas and Brain Dead have made that bowling shoe.
Oh,
I don't know if you've seen it.
The bowling shoe. What color is it?
Bowling shoe.
It's white and it's got like the three stripes. It's a white shoe. It's a proper shoe, proper bowling shoe. It's got a heel, and then it's got the little Brain Dead logo on a little hang tag.
I thought you were talking shit on the shoe.
But I've seen a few things like that. Like, brands kind of now pushing a shoe.
Adidas bowling shoe?
I'm looking at it right now.
Adidas and Brain Dead.
I see them.
Oh, I see these. Yeah. Okay.
I'll probably rock those balls. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just to say I did. I'm not mad at the black pair.
Yeah, that heel is real high.
That heel is high.
That heel is high.
I better rub a strike in those joints.
Damn. Yeah, that's enough.
Not to play bowling in? Uh-uh.
I'll wear the regular, the clown looking bowling shoes that they give you. A lot of times when bowling alleys, you'll see it. It's the red and blue pair.
What a flex walking into a bowling alley like, nah, I got my shoes. Like,
yeah, right.
I got my shoes. We good. But even talking about shoes for this year, guys, we got to talk about, since we already have a feel of what happened last year, and we already kind of have a gist of what we expect from the sneaker brands for this year, what brands need to step it up? Like, what sneaker brands need to really look in the mirror and be like, yo, we need a better 2024? Because there's a lot of brands that did really well. And even if they did really well, there's always room for improvement, as we all know. Nike might be the number one, but quality control issues are always a problem with them, especially recently. But there's some other brands that really need to stand up and really do something better, especially this year, to make some noise. And one brand that comes to mind when it comes to, I'm gonna pick two things. I'm gonna go with my brand that needs to make some noise, and that's Reebok. I feel like Reebok has so much history in the sneaker community, in the sneaker game, to where they have just fallen out of attention from a lot of things. And with, I think, Iverson and Shaq being put up there, and
president and vice president.
Yep. And then they're redoing basketball shoes and putting out the classics again out there. I feel like they can do so much to kind of get back into the space. I wasn't a big Reebok fan growing up, but I do know when I was growing up, Reeboks were still like hidden. Like every Iverson that came up, I seen in school. I seen every Iverson. I seen Reebok classics. I've seen all that stuff. And now, for me to see a Reebok is different. I don't see Reeboks at all. If I see a Reebok, it's by a don't get me for this, everybody. It's by a mom, a soccer mom or something. She's got a random Reebok court something, and she's packing a car. That's it. I don't see them like out here. Like I don't see the respect they kind of deserve. I know they just signed what's my guy's name? I'm gonna say this really wrong. Toby, I'm gonna say his name really wrong, but he's an artist out of Texas, and he does a lot of creative stuff with his style. So maybe that can be a boost. But I'm not sure what else Reebok can do. But I really hope they can find something to get them booming again.
They also signed Angel Reese from LSU.
That's a big pickup, honestly.
They signed her from LSU. Remember that.
I do know that they are bringing certain things back. I mean, the Reebok pump, the D Browns are the reason I collect sneakers. That shoe is the reason why. But I know they're bringing, is it the Court Victory back? The tennis ones? They're coming back this year. The last pair I bought was a pair of Reebok. The actual pair I got a few days back, like a pair of Reebok.
Yeah, those you had were clean too.
Oh, they're so nice. They're so nice.
Yeah, man. I mean, Reebok themselves, that used to be the wave, man. The classics, along with, you used to see a lot of Adidas shell toes as well. A lot of people used to wear those, and those were shoes that pretty much could go almost any outfit.
Yep.
You know, you'd see.
I think that's coming back around though, because I think we had the dad shoe, we had that chunky silhouette. Now everyone's on the Samba and stuff. They've gone for that slimmer fit shoe. Everything's in circles. Trends are always circles, aren't they? And I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing Reebok classics more on your average consumer. It wouldn't actually surprise me.
Yeah, like I remember, like where I grew up at in Jersey, like you would see a lot of girls, especially rocking the Reebok classics.
Yep.
You know, it used to be heavy amongst girls that would buy and wear that shoe a lot, and you'd see guys wearing them too. But I remember, like, I had a pair of Iverson Questions, the black with the gold trim.
Ooh.
You know, I remember having those. That was the first pair of Iverson Questions that I had. I remember getting them for my birthday. You know what I mean? And like looking back on I see the Iversons now in the store, and I'm like, damn, I remember when I used to rock these. But looking at them now, it's like it looks like such a thick shoe that
Yeah.
you know it's going to look pretty bulky on the feet. You know, as much as I would like I get them and I go, yeah, I remember such nostalgia looking at it, but and really it's got nothing to do with you know how hyped they are or anything, but it's just really that, like, I like them, but you know, there's a lot of shoes out there I like and respect, but I just won't buy.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I mean, Reebok, if you want to send us some pairs, we'll definitely take them. But yeah, definitely gotta plug that in. Definitely, it's a shoe where I'm like, yo, those are dope. Like I remember those from my childhood. But like, I'm gonna use this $100 with something else. Yeah.
I do. I have a lot of Omnizone 2s. Like that's probably my favorite Reebok silhouette. So when they kind of retroed them and brought them back again a couple of years back, yeah, I made sure I got a good few of those.
I think Reebok would do better if they just tried to, instead of trying to compete, they just had their own kind of lane, which is what I think Adidas has started to really go to. They just started kind of creating their own lane and putting out some wild looking silhouettes like those AE1s. And now they're starting to, you know, give them some wild looking colors to where I look at it and I'm like, it's actually not a bad looking shoe, the AE1, especially with some of the colorways they've been doing. Now, I think they also have, what's his name's on there too? Damn, I see this. James Harden, right? Isn't James Harden with Adidas? Now, his, for some reason, they remind me of some kind of car.
They
like
do.
When I look at them, it's ugly.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the AE1s though, I'm like, that's not a bad. There might be a colorway that comes out that may make me go, you know what? Let me see about getting a pair of these. They look pretty nice.
I'm not mad at those. And exactly your point. Like Adidas is doing, they're putting a lot of focus on their basketball line and their original silhouettes, which I get it. You're not doing the easy thing anymore. You can't push those random colorways. You can't do that anymore. You're gonna have to figure out something in your lane. And the amount of forums are coming out, Sambas, a lot of stuff Adidas is doing. I'm like, okay, well, I see where you guys are leaning into. The AEs, definitely. I'll say this: his commercial that he had when he's just like, nah, these ain't messing with the AE1s. Nah, these ain't. It gave me straight up 90s Nike basketball video vibes where they're just like, it seemed like they're just having fun, just talking mess to each other with the shoe. Yeah. It gave me so vibes on that, and I was like, okay, this shoe's about to take off. Because they're doing it right. They're letting this man play. They put the shoe out. He's playing great in the shoe, which that's everything that you want. Yep. And just that video alone, I was like, okay, these are about to take off. So Adidas, I'm not mad at their start. They're doing what they should do to kind of make up for the last 2 years that they had to deal with.
But it's only really ever going to make waves. I don't think they'll ever, because you are right, not just Reebok. I think the thing is for every brand to stay in their own lane and make their own wave, because nobody is going to overthrow Nike. No one's ever going to do it. You can have a better year, but you won't have a better brand. You won't have a better. You can. With the NMD, there was that year where NMD was the shoe everybody wanted. Like everybody went crazy for it. Fast forward a few years now. No one really cares. You have a few NMD, you do have NMD fans, but it's small compared to, again, like I think we spoke about this, whereas Nike has too much back catalogue for them to go, here's a collaboration on an Air Max 97 and people will lose it for it. They've always got that in their arsenal, which, I mean, Adidas right now, Samba is their biggest thing at the moment, is Samba. So wave, that's not going to last. That shoe's so old. Like, and now in 2023 and 2024 is when people are going, oh, the Samba. It's a wave. It's a passing phase.
Yeah. Do we see it as being sustainable? They got a collab coming out with Messi. They got a collab with him.
They're shitting on that collab already.
Really?
I don't think anyone will care about that. If I'm honest, it's a bit.
He has two, right?
Yeah, two.
Really?
They're shitting on that collab already. I'm seeing people just dog that collab out, and I'm like, yo. But I think it might be more U.S. audiences than Europe.
Well, depends. I would say I'll probably. Have they released it yet?
No,
they released it yet.
I don't think they have, but I can almost guarantee you it'll be big down here in South Florida just because he plays here now. He plays here in Miami. The jerseys, his memorabilia is like everywhere to be sold. Everywhere.
Okay.
Even down in Wynwood area, you got people on the street corners selling the jerseys. So I would say down here in the South Florida area, and maybe amongst the Latin community, as far as that are in the soccer like that, football rather, right? They're going to be ones that probably go out and get it.
That's true. Just like you guys said, when Adidas does this thing, and I think maybe we all can agree, Adidas does this thing where when they capture something, they milk that thing dry. Like, they just go 100% all in. I can't believe, like, and I can see why people got over the Yeezy, because as soon as you caught that, you just drained it of everything it had, and then gave him so much more power than what he needed, because you just knew that was a moneymaker. I've seen you get the Ultra Boost, and I've seen that wave, and then you drain Ultra Boost to as much as you could. I seen the NMD, and how the NMD deserves the NMD to me, and the Ultra Boost are like the Roshi Run. They deserve much more love than what they get. But they completely just drain that thing down to the ground. Whenever they find something, they just completely destroy it. So the Sambas are coming out, right? And the Sambas have this wave. And what Adidas, to me, what they're going to do is they're going to drain the hell out of this Samba. And so we're just like, all right, we're done. We're done with it. But they're going to keep pushing it out.
Well,
Nike does it.
It already has to. You know when they start to modify and change something. So I've started to see now how they've done it, with the double sole. So now they've started to do some of the platform. So you've already hit the peak. It's now where you start doing the 12 months time. It won't be.
And it seems like they do collabs to try to see if they can catch it back up. Like they run the OGs and they do all the stuff they can, and then they're like, oh, it's slipping. All right, look at this celebrity, look at this athlete, look at this player, look at this. And I mean, Nike does the exact same thing, but just like you guys said, Nike has so much back catalog that we forget it. Like, you can hate on Nike dunks all you want. Like, there's a new colorway of dunk coming out every single week, but then they pair it up with a Barkley release, and then they do another release, and then they pair it up with a Cactus Plant Air Force One. And so it's like they can.
I think as well with Kanye was giving Adidas life, I think, because of the quickness that a new silhouette would come out. So there was always that keeping it fresh. Without, they are literally all eggs in one basket. Nike have a lot of baskets, so they can literally take out eggs and put them in that basket, take them back out, they can have a shoe which is the hottest shoe at the moment and still be concentrating on something else. But you are right, what Adidas will do is throw even more eggs in that basket. How many more can we fit in? They'll squeeze them in. And we've seen that with them time and time again. The difference with Kanye was here's a new silhouette, and people, because a lot of them were a bit more left field and a bit more strange, it instantly became something to talk about. There was something about it where you either loved it or you hated it.
Great.
And also too, like once Kanye left, it's such a drop off as far as the Yeezys were concerned. Everybody thought when Yeezy was going to quit the rest of their Yeezys, they still have Yeezys in the chamber. Do we realize that they still have Yeezys in the chamber that they're talking about releasing? But when you look at how they're doing on the resale market, a lot of them are going under retail. Like, it's just underwhelming, and it makes you wonder how Kanye had that kind of pull to get people to buy the shoes, because most of the Yeezys, like, I wasn't really a fan of to begin with. And so you remove him from it, and it's like, okay, well, here's just the shoe. Okay, you guys didn't really even like the shoe. You just like the fact that Kanye's name was behind it.
Facts. Mark my words, though. He's going to do some damage control like he always does. He's probably going to do like
apparently he's got some apology out there that's supposed to be getting put out.
Yeah.
He does. He's got some apology. I don't know if it's out there already or if it's coming, but apparently he's done one. And I forget how long it's supposed to be, but it's not supposed to be like some 5-minute thing either.
He's going to do that apology, right? He's probably going to drop an album. The album, if things turn to where he wants, he's going to do this apology. He's going to drop this album. If the album is good and he stays on good behavior, because I haven't heard much Kanye craziness in the last few months. I haven't heard anything. If he does this, the album does good, and he stays on that even path, I can almost guarantee you Adidas is going to do another one of those, we have the rest of this inventory we're going to get rid of type thing, because he's not doing anything crazy at this moment, so we can get rid of this now. We're doing a Yeezy drop or whatever. Because they're gonna want to get rid of that inventory. No, they're not gonna burn it. They're not gonna just let it go.
There was meant to be another drop at the end of last year, but then the conflict in Israel happened, and they decided to not drop it at this time, to kind of like, let's hold it back. And then I think because they do the financial years in the quarters or whatever, there was a financial quarter coming up, so I think the business side of it, they decided to maybe leave it out of that financial quarter. But then I was watching something the other day though, where Adidas they've put job applications out for people to work in Yeezy. Like, if you were to Google it, you'd see it, that like Adidas they're looking for people to come and work at Yeezy.
Wow.
So I don't know what they're doing there, but they're still recruiting for Yeezy.
It's gonna be a drop. There's gonna be a drop, and they're gonna do that. They're not donating the shoe, because they could have easily been like, because all this, we're gonna donate all these shoes to men's homes, homeless shelters, blah blah blah. They're not doing that. They want their money back. So they're definitely gonna see something coming up from that. But what do you guys think about Nike with their? Because I guess Travis Scott's gonna get his own silhouette. We call it the Jumpman Jack or something like that. So and I think there's 2 colorways, and I've seen both colorways now. Number 1, I'm already over the backwards swoosh. I'm kind of over the backwards swoosh, but I get that's his signature. What do you guys think about the shoe? Do you think the shoe is gonna hit, or is it gonna be one of those shoes that are gonna be like, eh? To me, it's gonna look like an eh. I don't think his name's gonna get these to be anything crazy.
Yeah, hype beast will hit. Amongst the kids, I think they'll probably go for him initially, but You know what's interesting is, as much as we think it's the kids that really dictate this stuff, it is the other way around, right? Because there's people in our age group that have the money to actually go out here and buy these shoes. So we really have the power as to whether or not a shoe's going to take off. These kids can talk about as much as they want, but they ain't got the power to buy them. So for those of us who do have the power to buy them, I see people trying to, just like we talked about with the Louis Vuittons, right? The boots, the Timberland boot Louis Vuitton collaboration from Pharrell. It's going to be one of those things to where you jump on social media taking your pictures of them, but I feel like that wave's going to die off.
Yeah. I don't see what we do with
it. It suits certain things. I think on his Jordan 1s, I get it. Like, I get, like, the swoosh looks really nice. To put it on absolutely everything, he kind of can't claim it, because it was done before him. Like, he isn't the person who decided a swoosh should be backwards. He's used something that people have done previously.
And it's Robin.
Other things, I don't think it's needed on. Like, it's not needed on stuff like the Air Trainer or whatever else he's putting it on. But on the silhouette of the Jordan 1, it looks nice. It almost becomes a standout piece of an iconic silhouette. So I get it. Yeah, I think his upcoming Jordan 1s will be the ones that'll have all the hype, and the rest of them won't. I mean, they'll probably resell, but they'll resell for £50 to £100 more, if that. Whereas I don't think, I mean, his Jordan 1s, we already know they're going to be expensive.
Oh, yeah. But it's just like we talked about, right? You have Nike putting out another Jordan 1, Travis Scott, that we've seen before, just with a different colorway. And then they're pinning out a different shoe. So, like the Jordan 1, I've seen people say Jordan 1s need to go in the vault for a minute. I've seen that. And then the Travis Jordan 1s, I've seen the whole Travis Jordan 1 hate. Like, people are over that. They see how they release this, regardless of that. And then they do, well, hey, he has 2 different shoes coming out, brand new silhouette. And they're putting that out there. So I was like, I get Nike's play. Yeah, we're going to run this until the wheels fall off. But look at this other brand new thing that we're setting out with it. So Nike's very strategic when it comes down to this. And a lot of us eat it up.
But we also know that Nike does stuff to infuriate us. For example, how long has it been since we got a Travis Scott Jordan 1 high? Right there. When's the last time we seen one of those?
Those frags, right?
You got how many Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows? You flirted with a Jordan 7, which a lot of people were ready to go ahead and get. You flirted with a Jordan 3. Obviously, none of those dropped. And you said last year you weren't going to do any more Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows, and now you did an about face, and we're getting 2 this year. So, okay, why don't you hit us with a Jordan 1 high?
That'd be nice.
Where's that?
I think, mate, I do think there's probably a strategy to that, though.
What were you saying, Andy? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's probably like a certain level of strategy to that, though. Like, the lows weren't as popular, so if you can keep pushing a low, then your general release lows might sell. Like, I'm talking before, I'm going to say the last year and a half, where a lot of Jordan 1's highs now sit that we know would have resold for silly money 18 months ago. So they don't really need to do that to push them. Maybe they would now, maybe 18 months down the line, they're looking at it and going, 1s aren't selling like they used to. They might decide to bring out a high. But I feel like they were doing it with the lows to push lows.
Put on a mid.
If they drop the Travis Scott Chicago highs, like Ben Affleck had on promoting the movie Air, are you serious? Do we realize the craziness that will go down from that?
Mm-hmm.
The craziness that would happen if they started taking OG colorways and used the Travis Scott collab on.
It would also be exactly the same though if we were to get the off-white canary yellows.
Yeah, we've been waiting for those for years. Those are never gonna. Those are insane. I think I remember when they did the Heritage ones, and everybody thought that was another Jordan 1 high Travis because of the way the fragment 1 high was. This one looked just like it, and I remember they had the backward swoosh on it and all that stuff, and there was so much hype for it.
Oh no, they did them as samples, I think.
Mm-hmm. They did them as samples. All these blogs had them, and they were just like, "Oh, look at this, look at that! Like these are about to come out." And then we see the Heritage, and then they were like, "Oh, they're supposed to be this and that." And then when the Nike revealed what it was, I remember that hype went completely down. I remember I got those below retail on resale. That was crazy. I was like, "Dang, y'all just." As soon as Travis' name was gone, y'all was just over this shoe. It was great.
It means they didn't like the shoe to begin with. They just liked the prestige of it.
Exactly.
And that's what's been happening with a lot of these sneakers, man. Prestige, the prestige of the name behind it. Like, for example, I was just today. I was down there in Miami. I went to a sneaker spot. I wasn't originally going to go, but people were like, "Oh, just come on, because we're right there." Dude, I remember I walked around the booths, and I thought to myself, I'm like, every booth here is nothing but Nike. It's all Nikes. The resale game is being held onto by Nike silhouettes, Jordans, and Nikes. Like that's how much of a chokehold Nike has out here, is that they are actually the only reason why the resale game is still alive.
I mean,
there was nothing else. There's been anything else there. I can't even remember seeing. Yeah, it was good. All Nikes, all Nike stuff being sold.
I stopped going to events like that because every table was exactly the same. I'd go to the first table and they'd be selling Supreme, Off-White, Yeezys, and SBs. Then I'd go to the next table who was selling Supreme and Off-White and SBs and Yeezys, and it was literally the same. It was pointless.
No,
I want to find a gem. I want to find something that I just didn't expect to see. I want to find something like, or something about on my list for. I want to find the extra butter ASIC, the pretty Tonys. I want to find the Ghostface Ability. I want to see something like that. Do you know? And be like, oh, I'm after the like. I don't want to see the same shoe on every table.
Yeah, in bulk.
Yeah, well, and that's a whole other conversation. How you have this shoe, and you got a full size run of them.
Full size
runs of this shoe that is going for, hundreds on the
and
resale.
Different prices for different sizes is so annoying. An 8.5, £370, a 9. Oh, that's 460. Just sort yourself out, mate. Like, come on.
That drives me nuts. That drives me absolutely nuts, because you'll get I'm 11.5, and so I'll see an 11 that's like $100 cheaper, and I'm like, should I squeeze my foot in that? Like, that's crazy. I have to think about, like, can I squeeze my foot in that just to get $100 cheaper? That's wild. And I'm just like, yo, that's insane. I have a friend, she runs her own shop. We've done episodes with her on here before. She had a full size run of reimagined Bred 4s. She had a full size run. I'm not gonna get her business. I'm not gonna ask her how she got it. I'm just gonna say, damn. Damn, how'd you get all these shoes? It's beyond me. There's another sneaker shop that's close to me, Soul Stills. They also had a full size run, but their thing is membership based. So what he does is they did like a raffle recently for like retail pairs. So pretty much if you won their raffle thing, you get to buy it for retail and not resale, which is cool in any way. But the fact that they get all these sizes are insane. And now that I said something about the Bred 4 reimagined, I'm going to say something very controversial that I know a lot of people are going to hate. So I actually like the Bred 4 reimagined more than the OGs. I said it here. No one wants to say it, but I'm going to say it. I like the leather. I like the way it looks. I think it looks better. Some people say it's a consolation prize. People say, well, I'm just going to wait for the actual ones. And you can do that. Make it easy for me to get my pair. That'd be absolutely fantastic. But I'm telling you this. I dig it. I like it in leather. And I get the whole, well, MJ never wore those. That's fine. MJ never wore Travis Scott 1s and you wore those anyway. MJ never wore Union 4s and you wore those anyway. I don't want to hear that shit. Everybody wants to sit there and complain about different shoes. They complain about Nike putting the same thing out all the time. They complain about a lot of stuff. And then when Nike gives you something different, then you complain about that. But I'm going to tell you this. I think it looks better. And I think that's okay. I think the whole Reimagined series is supposed to be like what these shoes would possibly look like if we did something different, which is fine, right? I don't think the lost and found... Yeah. I don't think the lost and found was something more reimagined. I think it was just lost and found. Like, it just, the concept of it. So I can kind of take that out that group. I can see why they would put it inside that group still. But like the suede, the Royals, all suede shoe. Totally different, right? Reimagined. It's not supposed to be the leather. The threes, they're aged. I wouldn't say reimagined, more aged, but that's fine. This shoe is completely different vibe to it. The leather looks really good, and there's people who just like, nah, man, I'm OG all, I'm OG this. That is totally fine. That is totally fine.
So release that come.
And then you trying to get the pair. So like, if
FOMO.
Exactly. So if you hate this shoe, this much, do not get 11.5, because I'll be going for my 11.5, and I don't want any problems from any of you guys who say I only wear the OGs and Jordan never wore these. This shoe looks great. It looks absolutely great. I had the Bred 4 in the new butt. Totally great shoe. It's fine. It's iconic. It's great. I loved it. All the good stuff. I see this leather pair and I'm like, oh, why does that look better? Now I know people are going to dog me as soon as we release this. They're going to dog me out and tell me that I'm crazy. What am I doing? I'm not an OG. All this stuff. I must be new. All this stuff. I've been collecting since 2000, right? And I can say, honestly, I like this pair more. And is that such a bad thing? To like a reimagined pair more than the original? Like, if they released this leather pair from back when Jordan was playing, would anybody complain?
Nah. Some people think that we should have gotten the leather pair in the first place because, like, the Fire Reds were leather.
Exactly. And I'll say this, not in my rant. If they released this pair in leather back when Jordan played, and the reimagined was a new butt Bred 4, the same people who are saying this one is trash will say the new butt is trash. Not in that.
Facts.
Not in it like that.
Facts. I think overall, a lot of the sneaker community likes to complain just to complain. They say they want something different, you give them different, and then it's like, oh, we want the original.
Yep.
Like, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So, your sentiment, though, as far as people are going to kill you for it, I'm telling you, there's a lot of people out there that agree with you on the fact that the leather looks better than the new buck. And I would say, as far as aging is concerned, I would have to agree. It's going to age better because it's leather. As far as does it look better, I waver back and forth on that only because that new buck is a deeper looking black.
Yeah.
And for some reason, like the reimagined pair, like I haven't obviously seen them in the hand yet. Like I saw, like today, I saw them on someone's feet today, and I was looking at them, and I don't know. I just feel like they could be a shade or two darker to me.
Yeah.
Something about them just looks like they're not as black as I'd like them to be, and I don't know why. And I keep looking at them and I think to myself, okay, when I think about like the black cement 3s and what that leather looks like, it seems a little darker on the black cement 3 than it does these 4s. So that's kind of my only gripe. But overall, I think the shoe does look great. I think that, you know, with where the resale is on a pair of Bred 4s now, the new Buck pair, this is, I wouldn't even call it a consolation prize. I would say that, you know, you've got a good amount of people out there who would agree with you on this is the actual better pair to have, and the pair that's probably going to last you longer. Because if you look at what happens to Nubuck over time, it starts getting some of the material starts breaking apart, and it starts getting you know, that patchy looking look to them.
Start getting a little ashy.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's like when we spoke about this, you have it where resale will determine status. So the satin bread to show that the first release of the satin bread and how much money they were going for. So how many people wanted them, and then you have this one that came out. Okay, we'll give it to all of you. You can all have it. I don't even like them, but you did like them whenever it was. Or the patent breads, like, I mean, so they've done. I mean, that really should have been in the reimagined series. Both of them really fit in the reimagined series.
It is part of the reimagined series, but they didn't say it was until after the Lost and Founds. The Jordan 1 Lost and Found.
Yeah.
Then they said, oh yeah, the patent breads were actually part of the reimagined series, but they weren't advertised initially that way.
Well, this is it. If resale on the Royals, if it'd been like, oh my god, this shoe is going to be £800 or $1,000 or something resale, everybody would have loved it. They've all loved it.
Oh yeah.
They'll complain about Nubuck on one shoe, but now they're complaining about Nubuck on another. So they want Nubuck on this. You've just been given Nubuck on a shoe and you don't like it.
Facts.
It makes sense.
Facts. It's hard to please everybody, and so that's why some
this is why it works. So this is why if you think they're better, cool. Because this is the whole. It should be individual, like opinion based, and it should be tailored to you. All of our collections are tailored to us. Like I don't have a collection for other people. They're going to probably look at a lot of mine and go, I don't like them, but that's cool because I don't care because I do. It's these brands are catering for all of us, and some you will, some you won't. It is what it is.
Isn't it crazy how somebody will look at your collection and call it trash? Like the collection's not for you.
Yeah.
Like it's stuff that you bought that was interest of you. And I don't know. I don't want to be, old man on the lawn, but it used to be a conversation of seeing people have different things in their collections, and it was dope because a lot of people had different interests. Like there was somebody who had a whole collection of, what is that skate brand? I don't remember the skate brand, but it was definitely like an off brand that's not really popular anymore. But that was the whole collection, and people would just like dog her collection because it wasn't like Nike or anything like that. And it's like, people like what they like, right? You're gonna spend money where you want to spend money. If you ever bought stuff for hype or because you wanted people to like be like, oh, your collection's like this and that, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Also, with that as well, for it to bother you though, you have to respect their opinion. And the majority of the people where that's their only feedback is your collection is trash. I don't respect their opinion, and it doesn't affect me. I'm not nice one, cool, nice one. Like I'm not bothered. It genuinely doesn't affect me.
I think we have to remember we live in an age where now part of the legit check on a shoe is the clout. Right? Legit checking the shoe now is part of, okay, who is it bringing this shoe to me to have them checked out?
Yeah.
Right? Clout now has become such a big part of sneakers that it has blinded people from actually getting things that they really like, all because they're afraid of what the next person is going to say. And when everyone talks about, I'm an individual, I'm my own person, this, that, and the third, but yet you secretly like a sneaker and won't buy it because it's not going to bring you the views and likes that you think it should bring you. So you pass on that to go cop something else that you may not really like, but a lot of people are going to give you kudos for buying it. You know what I mean? Like it's to the point now where a lot of these people, they're not true sneakerheads. They're just posing.
Facts.
They're posing in there. You know what
Facts.
I mean? And
I think
in their collection is probably nothing but them trying to keep up with the hype. And
Yeah.
instead of just appreciating, a lot of these sneakers that get put out here, they go, "Oh, that's trash. That's trash. That's trash."
And a lot of
What do
stuff
you
with
have?
that, though, is time limited. Like, something can be hype only for so long. You have certain thing that is hype forever, but you'll have some that only last so long, like the NMD. There was one point where if you had NMDs in your collection, what a nice collection. No one would blink twice at that now.
Yo, imagine if the Royal Ones, the only way you could have copped those was through exclusive access. Imagine the Royal Ones reimagined. The only way you could have got them was if you got exclusive access to them, and that's the only way you're copping them.
Or if the Saturn Breds were numbered like they was last time.
Yep. That's funny you said numbered, because what else is numbered? The Chinese New Year's, right? Coming out?
Oh, God's sake.
Jordan, I think there's...
I think they said the ones were supposed to be numbered, right? The lows?
I don't think so. No, I don't remember. When I saw them in hand, I don't remember seeing a number in them.
Nothing numbered? Okay. I thought they said those were going to be numbered, because I was like, yo, if you number those, that's going to be insane.
No,
definitely not
maybe
going to
the
be able to
twos
get
were. Maybe Andy, didn't you say the twos were going to be numbered?
So there's 3 pairs of twos, and I know that 2 of them most definitely are limited, and they're limited to 2024 pairs.
Maybe that's what it is.
I'm not sure if the 3rd pair is, but that really annoys me because I just want 1 pair of them. Of course I want all 3, but I'm not going to get all 3. I want 1 pair. But like we're speaking about when things are numbered, all of a sudden now, I love 2s. But so does everybody else once these drop now because of how limited they are. As soon as they drop, they won't like them again. But because this one's only got 2,000 pairs, it's so annoying.
They won't wear them either. They won't wear them.
Well,
They'll be collecting dust, or they'll sell them.
Or they'll try and resell them. They'll mark them up for silly price and try and resell them. I'm not even sure where they're coming out though. I've seen nothing in the UK or even around Europe for a release. What I'm gathering is they are Asia, but I don't know if they're Asia exclusive or whether they're Asia in America.
Yeah, I don't see them logged in over here either.
Whereas they're meant to drop on the 24th, I think it is. So we would see them by now. They'd be loaded on sneakers or something.
Should have been loaded up already. But nah, I don't see them over here either.
The ones?
The ones are
on there, the 2s aren't.
Yeah, I think they might be an Asia exclusive.
It's crazy. I wonder how much they're going for so far. Let's find out.
The Chinese New Year 2s?
Yeah.
What are they going for? That's Chinese New Year 42.
But they did the same with the rabbits last year with those. They were Jordan 1s or Dunks. They did a few pairs, but there was one that's limited and reselling for silly.
Those are nice. I tried to got those. I couldn't get them. Yeah, I tried.
It's 165. I'm not sure what the resale is on.
I can't even find
They
anybody
released
selling.
January 24th.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2024 pairs. But it's not saying where they're getting. Oh, it does say Nike.com.
It says Nike.com?
Yeah, Nike.com and select retailers for 165.
It says right now
that's why they're not on sneakers at.
StockX has them up for for adult sizes $330 and up.
How much is a US 10?
A US 10 over here is looking at $356.
Oh, okay. I'm okay with that.
$356 on StockX.
I mean, I'm not. I want them for 150, but I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm not overly mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try for the ones, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'll put it in my thought for them. Whether or not I hit is a different story.
You know, let's get
I'm too worried about those, to be honest with you.
the twos.
The one low Chinese New Year. If I get them, I get them. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah, it's one of those I'm gonna try. Last year's Year of the Rabbits were really dope. The other ones were really dope. I'm not sure what the year of it was, but it was like red and black and had like the tassels on them. But those are sick too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at those actually.
I missed out on those too, but it is what it is when it comes to those shoes. I think those are one of those shoes where people complain about and they're still sold out. So I'm not really tripping.
You're talking
This is
about
what I'm
the yeah, I'm looking at them right now.
You see 'em?
The Jordan 1 Low, the Chinese New Year, the one with the tassel.
Beautiful
What do
shoe.
they call them?
Beautiful shoe.
They literally just call them the Chinese New Year. I thought there was, yeah, Air Jordan 1 Low Chinese New Year. That's all they call them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
I don't think they themed them to a year like Rabbit or Dragon. I don't think they did that.
The details on it, the tassel, the material, like fire. I'm just not.
I just
Hey,
see
no.
again. That's a shoe I like, but would I wear it? That's the
I
thing.
don't
Would
know.
I actually wear them? A lot of people will go, "Oh yeah, I'd wear them," but I don't think I'd actually wear them. As much as I like them, I don't see me wearing them.
Here's the crazy part, and this is what I was complaining about earlier. When I look at this shoe, and I see the jump from $646 for a size 11. I click on my 11 and a half. $1,101. And this is why people have ingrown toenails, because they have to make sure they save $500.
Their feet
You
in
gotta
their
stop
hook like
with
this. Their toes looking like this. Hooks.
People asking, why are you walking like that in your shoes? Oh, it's not because they're trying to keep it crisp. No, it's because their feet hurt, right?
Yeah.
Because there's stuff in their foot in this super tiny pair, so they don't have to save $600 on their shoe. That's crazy. That is insane. But since we talk about shoes, let's talk about Copper Drop. So on January 24th, there is the women's Air Jordan 14 Love Letter. Now, I know people were talking about these previously, about how this is one of those shoes where people were like, well, why aren't these for men? But I think they're a dope shoe. I mean, I wouldn't cop them for myself. Maybe I would get them for the wife, but it's not a bad shoe. I'm not really mad at these. What do you guys feel about this one?
I like the color blocking on them. It's that chameleon style color, I think, where depending on where you turn it, it changes the color of the shoe. I was actually talking to my girl about these, and she's like, I like them, but I don't see me actually wearing them. And I think her issue is styling with them. You know, it could be hit or miss for her as far as some of the sneakers that she likes. As far as styling with them are concerned, I mean, I don't think this is a bad sneaker. I could actually see myself wearing these because I think this would go great with, like, you know, you throw on a black pair of jeans, simple shirt, hat with them. I mean,
Yep.
you know, and the shoe could be the accent piece that you got on, you know, because the look of them, it's something different as far as color blocking is concerned. So I like them. What will they do after release? I mean, I'm looking at them now on GOAT, and like a size 7 in women's is like almost $300. Will it stay that way once they go ahead and release? Probably not, you know. But I know the largest they come out in is a women's 12, which is a 10.5 men's. I could see some men trying to get these, you know, but they'll eventually be under retail, in my opinion.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah, they're not for me.
We'll go Andy straight to the point.
But
How
is
about
it color or is it silhouette?
It's just not for me. I think through that same series, are these the Valentine ones? The ones that are releasing for Valentine's?
No, I think these are. I'm trying to remember the designer, but it's a female designer who creates different Jordan colorways, like strictly for women. And so they put some stuff out every once in a while. I don't remember who the designer was, so anybody correct me if I get that wrong. But yeah, it's designed straight for a woman, but men cop the pair.
I like the what they call "You Deserve Flowers" that are coming out.
Oh, I saw that one. It's like
all white with a little rose at the back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
But I got mixed up. I thought these were all in the same kind of release thing.
Nah, they're dropping those a little bit later.
Yeah, because remember there were the Chris Paul ones. The Chris Paul Deserve Flowers or something like that. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
They dropped, I think it was that last year they dropped, right? In 2023.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
So now these are these Jordan? Are those Jordans that are dropping, Andy?
Is it just Jordan 1 low in it? It's either
No,
a Jordan 1 low or it's a dunk.
Yeah, it's a dunk, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. It was a dunk. Yeah.
I get plenty of those dunks out.
It is a dunk. Yeah. And it is dropping for Valentine's Day. You Deserve Flowers, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's got a rose on the heel. It's got a rose pin on the heel.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Nike can. I'll say this. I'm happy Nike decided to finally drop a sneaker dedicated for a holiday on that holiday. I mean, maybe people want to wear it on a holiday, but it is what it is. Beggars can't be choosers. So, Paper Girl X Beams X Asics. There's a Paris release on this shoe. Now, I'm not really a huge ASIC fan, but it looks like this one is heavily wanted. Since Andy, you are Europe Connect, what is the idea of the ASICs out there? Is this a popular release, or is this going to be something crazy?
Not really. So the Gel Light 3 used to be a big shoe, a big collector's shoe. Still think it has a pocket, but no, I can't see it doing well.
Doesn't look like it's. It looks like.
I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. To me, this looks like something I would just see someone wearing at the gym. I wouldn't see anybody
Great gym shoe.
just doing much of anything with these, but working out in them or just doing a grocery store run, Target run.
To get your family cup, right?
Oh Lord! Did you see? I posted about that. They reselling the things. Dude was selling it for $150 a piece, and he said, "Yeah, I'm down to my last one." I'm like, wow.
And people are actually buying them.
They retail $45.
I seen the video of somebody, they had police at Target when they dropped them off. Like, they had actually had to have police there. That's crazy.
People are trying to steal like whole boxes. You saw the guy that jumped over the Starbucks counter in Target trying to take them things. But
that's sad.
Let's not get off topic.
So we have the CP Company ASICS Gel Quantum 360s. Looks like there's two colorways. I'm not a huge fan of ASICs. I'm not gonna lie to you. So these are a pass for me. But what do you guys think?
I'm pretty much on the same way you are. I'm looking at the
so
one.
These will probably do better because of CP Company and Terrace Culture in the UK. So that's a brand a lot of football firms are into, a lot of football fans will wear. So the same with like the Stone Island New Balance. They were massive along like the Terrace Culture. And I think these will kind of be the same. I think that there'll definitely be a market for them here.
I mean, I will say that it is a much slimmer looking silhouette, right? I'm looking at the yellow one here. I mean, just based on the look of the shoe, I could see these being worn casually.
Yeah.
With more of a, I don't even know what kind of outfit really I would say. But just overall, I mean, it's not your typical looking running shoe, right? It does have a casual look to it. And, like Andy was saying, I mean, that company's pretty big out there. So what it would do, is it even coming here to the States?
I'm not even sure. Probably not, honestly. Oh, there might be some places to get it, but
Yeah.
maybe not for sure. We do have the Adidas Crazy Infinity charcoals that are releasing. I've seen people rock the Adidas Crazy Infinities. I've seen it look good in some outfits. I've seen it. It's just not a shoe for me. I'm just not a fan of like massively bulky shoes. And I've had like a Crazy Light or the Crazy Infinity in my hand, and it's like it's too much. It's too much for me. So these are a pass for me. But what about you guys?
I mean, again, this is one of the shoes that Adidas was trying to obviously be somewhat forthcoming in their thinking, like trying to make somewhat of a futuristic style silhouette. And I mean, I guess for them to be bringing it back out, there's obviously somewhat of a market for them. But I mean, I don't particularly like these. They remind me of the Kobe's, actually. I
think they are based off the Kobe's.
Yeah. And even the Kobe's, I mean, they had their wave when they initially released, but it didn't last long. And these here, you'll find these in the Adidas outlet at some point.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Man, we also got the Nike Air Max Plus Vultures Purple. These, I'm not really upset with these. They're not something I particularly look out for, but if I would randomly have a pair, I'd use them. Would I spend money on them? Probably not, but it doesn't look like a bad pair, so I'd cop these.
There's supposed to be like an orange one too, and someone tried to say it was like the Charizard pair or something like that. With the way they looked. Again, like, this is going to be, to me, this is a niche type of sneaker because of the color blocking. I mean,
yes,
this particular Air Max in itself is got a niche market as it is in comparison to like the Air Max 90s or even the 97s or even the Air Max 95. I can see people wearing these for sure. Would I actually get them? Probably not. But it's not terrible. But again,
they're not bad.
They're going to be in the outlets.
They're in the outlets. I need a running shoe. Man, why not?
That's it. They have like these type of shoes have like two type of consumer. You have the people that are into them and want them, then they have the other people who will buy them because they've been discounted, because they don't really have an opinion. They'll see them for £70 and go, yeah, go on then.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't buy them at full price, but if they see them at £70, they'll wear them.
Exactly. That's me with a lot of things. Like, I wouldn't buy them at full price, but walking to them discounted, and I see them there, and additional 15% off. Hey, yeah, run those over. Now, this next shoe, the Soul Goods Jordan Airship Prove Yourselves. This shoe, for me, just looking at the images, the materials that is on this shoe, it looks really, really like premium material. Like, it doesn't look like they half-assed it. So for me, just off the picture alone, it's a cop for me.
You want me to go grab them?
Yep.
I'll be right back.
I'm on the fence. I don't know. I think I need more than stock photos. Maybe I should watch a video. Somebody will have a video up or something. Like, I should. I'm on the fence with them. I do like airships. I'm not sold. I don't dislike them. I'm just not liking them enough at the moment, I think, to be like, I'm defo gonna go for these.
No, I feel that too.
We'll see.
I'm looking at them, I'm like, they're not bad. Because I've been tricked by photos before too. Like they put a photo out and it looks like the material should be fucking amazing, and then you put
Nike do the worst photos when it comes to releasing. Like I don't know who is in charge of that. Like terrible.
No. You know how they do you? They do you like those fast food commercials where they put a burger up and the burger looks absolutely phenomenal, and then you order the burger and it's all flat and smushed together. You're like, what is this? This is not what the commercial said. That's what they hit you with. I'm like, what is the commercial?
Yes, well, these are right here.
Ooh, okay.
These are right here. It comes with an extra set of brown laces, but it comes pre-laced with black ones. The outsole and the mudguard area is actually gray. It's a gray suede.
Now, how premium is that suede though?
Honestly, like, well, it's interesting. The gray suede itself, I probably need to take a suede brush to it. I don't know what it is. Why the suede feels kind of dead and kind of rough in texture. It needs like a suede brush. But back here where the brown is,
yeah,
man, that's super soft.
Okay, I can see it. This by the handprints.
Soft. Yeah, man. Super soft, super transitional. It's definitely very nice. Now the insole foot pad, you guys are getting a quick look at these. It may be hard to see, but it got imprinted the tiger. So like here on the side, how they have that tiger there.
Yeah.
Got the tiger imprinted on there as well. And then here on the inside here it says "Prove yourself." You can see that. So it's got some really nice details in here as far as these are concerned. I really like them. Super limited though, man. Super limited. Now what's crazy is we were talking earlier, right? Because I think Features got a raffle going for them that doesn't end until next Saturday. But today's actually supposed to be the release date. So it's kind of weird what's going on here. But I'm a maniere APB and social status. Their raffle, I believe, ends and closes on Tuesday.
I've seen stores here promoting them, saying that they're going to drop online and in store. So I've not really seen them for raffle. It looks like stores here are just going to release them.
When they got released this morning on corporate released them. I believe Extra Butter released them 2 days ago because I actually hit initially on Extra Butter, but then they went and canceled almost everyone's order. I don't know what that was about.
Wow.
And I forget, maybe one or two other websites released them early prior to today.
It's the cancellation for me that drives me nuts.
Yeah, that drives me nuts too because I thought I had them and then all of a sudden everybody kept hitting me up like, oh, my pair just got canceled. My pair just got canceled. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. And all of a sudden I got it too. So I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if anybody actually got a pair from them. But it's weird with that website because sometimes they will only let you purchase if you're in the New York area. And that goes for online as well.
Oh. That's new.
Do you have that on sneakers? Like location drops? So here we do.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
We can have something where it'll say, reserve your pair now if you're in the location. Like if you're in a certain location in London, but it's always London where it's so annoying.
Like, you know what that is. They just did it with the gift of Mama Kobe's.
Mm-hmm.
Where you had to be in a certain area to be able to cop.
They did.
That's what is that? That's what do they call that? I can't think of it.
What do they call that?
Because there's the sneaker stash.
Yeah, that's it.
You got to go to the location.
Yeah.
And then Sneakers Pass.
Sneakers Pass. Yeah, Sneakers Pass. They do that.
Yeah, Sneakers Pass. That's where you got to be within a certain mileage of the store in order to put in the possible cop. Yeah.
They dropped those off-whites on that sneaker stash, and people got upset.
Oh, the green Air Force One.
Yeah. The people got upset. It was hilarious. That was hilarious. And we were just talking about these earlier. We got the Jordan 1 Chinese New Year. Again, it's a cop for me, but if I can. Well, any of the Chinese New Years, are you guys going for any? I know you said you're going for the 2s. I'll try for the 1s.
I'll try for the 1s just to see if I can get them. But
I'd try for the 1s. I don't particularly care if I get them or not. I would wear them if I got them. It's a nice shoe. I do prioritise the 2s. I'd rather have the 2s.
let me ask you this: if that color blocking was an SB dunk, would that actually change your mind? So if they took all the I'm talking about the 1s in particular, just the 1s. If they took everything on there, but it was an SB dunk, would it change how you looked at them?
You asking me?
Yeah.
No, I'd probably feel the same. There's a lot of SB dunks that I don't particularly care about. There's a lot that last year, I mean, we know how many dropped last year. I predominantly got the pairs that I wanted, which was both the Run the Jewels, the Supreme High pair. Was that it last year, was it? Maybe? I don't know. What else did I get? Not very many anyway. I'm sure I got... But I had opportunities to get other pairs. The store that I do shop at, this skate store, I'm sure I've said this, the way they do it is if you do actually shop there, they'll send an email out to regular customers, kind of give them priority to kind of buy them. I'm not... I only really go for what I want. Like, it's... Yeah. No, it wouldn't change my mind. If I liked it, I liked it. If it wouldn't bother me.
Okay. So talking about SBs, and I think we're chatting about this before we went live. Andy, the Dunk Low Court Purples. I think they said they're supposed to drop today, and then I think on Nike says they're dropping on. Let's see, they're dropping on Nike on the 27th. How you guys feel about those? It's a pass for me. I like the Nike SBs.
So I don't need them.
See, you already got them. If I happen to get those in a W, like that'd be great. Actually, I'll cop. I'll change my mind. I'm a cop.
They're my runaround shoe. They're the ones where if it's raining, and it does a lot in England, like they're my runabout shoes. Then
the rainy day pair, I'm with it.
Yeah, they're my beaters.
What about you, Lewis? You cop?
Yeah, I might try for them. It's interesting because most SBs I'm just kind of like, nah. But those, for some reason, I look at them, I'm like, I'm not bad at those. I might actually go ahead and try get an SB pair.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad. See, I'm someone that appreciates like the subtle color blocking, and I feel like those are they're done in a subtle way, but they look good. They're not loud.
I'm with that.
Yeah, nice.
And the last,
it's a nice shoe. It's not special, but I don't think it's meant to be. I think it's your standard daily SB. It isn't loud. It isn't crazy. It isn't extra. It's nice. It is what it is. It took inspiration off of Jordan, didn't it? They did that, the purple, the green, and the red, and didn't they take inspiration off Jordan ones?
I know there's, like, for example, they got the Chicago SBs. I know that.
Yeah.
And there was a green pair as well, and I'm sure all in the same. So all the same like that. So obviously where it's purple, it was red, or wherever it's.
Yeah,
I'm sure that was
the color block.
Jordan one.
But they took inspiration off the Jordan
behind this.
Yeah, looking at them, I would definitely agree that they carry some inspiration from a lot of the Jordan ones, because they had the Jordan 1 Core Purples. They have there's an orange pair, a purple pair, a red. There's a blue, green, a yellow. So yeah, I would agree with you on that.
Okay, guys, we got one more to go through. And this one had a little bit of controversy, if you want to call it controversy. On the 26th, the Light Smoke Attack OG is re-releasing, and I believe these released so I believe these released already as they are, and then they released as the Travis Scott form, and it looks like they're releasing for a third time for some reason. How do you guys feel about these? I'm honestly, it's a pass for me because I don't know why they keep re-releasing this pair.
Wait, they did a release of these prior to the Travis Scott pair? I thought all they released was a Travis Scott pair so far.
No, so they're still sat here already. So it's pointless doing the all they're going to do is add more stock to the pairs that are already still sat in shops. Like they're literally sat here then.
Yeah, that's past me. I don't understand why. I have no clue.
I'm not going to that. Matter of fact, I sold my my social currency Mac attacks, the ones with the green. And if you scratched it away, it'd be orange under it. I wore them a couple of times, and I was just like, I still don't really like these, even though. But I wore them to the University of Miami game, so they're orange and green.
Okay.
The colors were matching with it. You know what I mean? And I just didn't want to be like everyone else and keep wearing the UM dunks that everybody CHC.
Yeah.
Those dunks everywhere. So I'm like, I need to be a little different out here.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
I got the was it last week or the week before? I got the welcome SB Blazers.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, okay.
And I've heard other people who I know who've got them have said that comes off really easy. That top paneling actually comes off, and I'm kind of hoping it don't. You can kind of see, in fact.
What I didn't realize about that pair was on the bottom, the translucent sole, they had like a rose or something on them. Yeah, those. Yep.
Look at those.
Yep. Is that is there? Here we go. Yep. There we go.
That's
fine.
fine.
I think that's a nice touch.
Well, apparently
the details.
This paintwork comes off really easy, which I get, if you're a skater, but I kind of like them how they are. I don't really want, I like the back.
Oh,
and
that's
I think the lacing and the inside is really nice. I think that's a nice little touch, really clean.
That sock liner reminds me of the orange lobsters, except in a different color.
Yeah, it's a nice shoe.
Yeah, that's a dope.
It just reminded me because you'd said that, with the scratch off.
Yeah.
It reminded me. But somebody I know who's got them has said that it's already started coming off. He said I've only walked about and you can kind of see it coming off.
He hasn't skated in them. He's only just worn them.
No, walking around.
See that I don't like that's
it's a little too quick.
And for what did they cost? What were they retail at?
About £95, so I think that's about $110, $115 or something.
Yeah.
Now is that as bad as did you see the Adidas running shoes that are coming out that are already dirty?
Oh, I hate that stuff.
The pre-dirtied up Adidas running shoes that are dropping. They're trying to go to Balenciaga route.
Yeah.
Well, even with that, I think even before Balenciaga, there's that Golden Goose, that brand.
Yeah.
I will never get my head around that brand. Every shoe I see of theirs, and I'm just like, how do you as a brand make money? How are you sustainable? Who buys these? Like it's a niche thing, man. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's a niche thing.
Pre-dirty.
I'm telling you, pre-dirty.
I need to see this synthetic dirt that you're putting on this shoe before you get it. I need to see the whole process and how y'all doing it. 'Cause that's crazy to me. How do you put fake dirt on something? Please show me how you're doing this. Because come on.
I didn't look into them to even see if that's the case, but
yeah. In the quality control, did they decide send these ones back a little bit and redo them? They're not dirty enough. I wonder if some are too clean. in the quality control.
You know what?
It's too clean. Return it back.
It's funny you guys are bringing it up because I've been seeing, for example, today on Twitter, somebody went ahead and bought a pair of the maniere 5s. When he got them in, they didn't even have the original box, and he saw on the outsole that someone had worn them and returned them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd seen something about
And
that.
then he ended up, well, he didn't know until he got them in after paying retail for them, which is still $225 because they're not discounting them, that these were already worn sneakers.
Come on. You gotta do better.
Like that? Yeah, see, that's terrible. That's terrible.
My baby boy's got them. The cute in little sizes, aren't they?
See, me, I still think those are better than the black ones.
No dirt inside, huh?
They were really
like water and stain repellent.
They're still sitting here. Like they're still sitting here. Then.
Do you, Andy, you use water and stain repellent?
Oh, what? Sorry.
You put water and stain repellent on your son's shoes?
Yeah.
Shoot, I put them on mine. I'll tell you that.
Mm.
I don't care. I'll put them on mine too. You never know, man. You never know sometimes.
Exactly.
On the ones that like I care about. Obviously, he has ones that I'm not bothered about. He has ones that I'm bothered about. Depends what he's doing for the day. Depends what he's allowed to wear.
Wait, say that
I'm here
again?
with it.
Depends what he's doing for the day. Depends which ones he's allowed to wear.
Did you guys see the controversy of the video Jumper Man Chris put out about the little girl who didn't like her Powerpuff SB?
Yeah, I seen that one.
And then the guy on YouTube, Not Tripping, made a whole video about it.
He dogged him in that video.
Oh,
that was crazy. That was crazy.
Oh my god! I was just like, first off, like I was watching this video and I'm just like, man, it's not even that deep. It's not even that deep for him to go in on him like that. But he goes in on him a lot. Matter of fact, he's going to be out here in 2 weeks for a show a show down in Wynwood.
That's crazy.
That tripping goes in on everybody though. Like I've not seen a video where he doesn't. He just literally starts it off. He tells you why this person is a bit of an idiot, and then spends 25 minutes reaffirming that point.
We'll know we made it once Not Tripping does a video about us.
Yeah, exactly. He calls us all out. That's when we're like, hey, I'm gonna show straight love to that video. Like, hey man, I appreciate the shout out, man.
It's funny because that's what Ramen Icon did when he made a reaction video to Not Tripping, doing a video about him, and he like as he was talking about it, he's like, yeah, he's kind of talking about me, but he's also hyping me up at the same time, and then Not Tripping did a reaction to it. And then it's funny because when he does a reaction to someone's video, he doesn't go in on them anymore. He's kind of like, yeah, I was talking about you, but I don't even really mean it. I mean, that's kind of what I get the gist of it to be afterwards. Not unless it's like again, like he goes in a lot on Jumper Man Chris. He talks about, what's the one guy that's out there in Cali that's real big into the shoes?
Oh, is it Kais?
Yes, thank you, Kais Omar. He goes on him a lot. He goes in on Kais Omar a lot, man. And some of the stuff he's done is kind of cringe, though.
He does.
Yeah,
Kais
kind of almost too.
What's up, Andy?
That Kais deserves it, though.
Yeah. Kais kind of.
Like I said, some of the stuff Kais does is pretty cringe. Pretty cringe indeed.
He's like a 14-year-old boy in a 40-year-old man's body. Like, his brain is like a 14-year-old boy. That's who he's catering to. Like, He does. You can tell he does cater to the younger crowd with a lot of what he does. Which, is that sustainable? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Because as they get older, he's going to lose that audience. In my
Do you know
true.
what Sneakonomics is?
Sneakernomics? No.
He's like I think he's Australian but lives in England.
Yeah, I've seen him. He's he's somebody that his work. A lot of people like it. I think it spans all age groups what he does. Because
I think he's quite funny. He does a lot of shorts as well. He does his work, his content, but he does a lot of shorts as well, where he'll act it out as like somebody kind of going, "Them shoes are nice. What are they?" And he's wearing Powerpuff Girls, and he doesn't want to say it to his friends, so he's trying to think of other ways to say it. But even some of his content's really funny, where he's like, he bought the eBay Dunks, and he's talking about how they've got the clear windows, this, that, and the other. Will this steam up? He's like, well, I don't know. Let's find out. He's like, let's have a dancing session and find out. So he films himself for 10 minutes having a little dance in his kitchen. Like, you're literally watching his feet dance to see how steamy they get. Like, I quite like him. I think he's funny.
I like him too. Funny. And when he drops a lot of knowledge in his videos too, which is also good. You know,
you can tell he's
giving you the information on what's going on and kind of the build up in a way that makes it easy to understand. Yeah, he's good. He's real good. But that's what his growth though really came off his shorts.
Yeah,
growth really came off his shorts. He makes a lot of fun. And a lot of them too. He makes a lot of fun of like resellers.
Yeah. He's good at staying on topic. Like, you know, whatever the sneaker topic of this week is, he's good at being quick to react to whatever that is. Him kind of taking the mick out of it in a short. Like he's good at staying on topic.
Yeah. I won't spread no negativity, but there's only like 2 shoe tubers, that what they call them, that I really don't mess with. And one, I won't say their name because, you know, whatever, I'm not going to spread it. But one, he just started his page, and I think his Instagram and his YouTube actually blew up a lot since he started. He started his page by doing giveaways a lot. And so I'm one of those people where if you're starting a YouTube page, I want to support you as much as I can. So he was new, we had chit chat. I was like, yeah, let me support what you're doing. And he's like, all right, like everybody who subscribes, you entered in this giveaway. That's all you have to do is subscribe and follow me on Instagram, whatever. And I was like, dope. I'll do the thing, share his stuff. Like, I'm supportive. Like, that's what the community should be doing. When he did his giveaway, he last minute changed the rules and said, okay, in order for you guys to do it, you guys gotta like now subscribe on my Discord or something like that, like the day of. And so there's a lot of people pissed off because he waited till last minute for that. So the only people who got entered into his raffle were the people who seen his Discord thing that day, or at least when he released it. And so I'm like, oh, whatever. If I win or lose, it's whatever for this raffle. But when I jumped in, I see a lot of people upset, and I didn't like his response. So his response was like, too bad, so sad. And he literally said that to the people who were in that thing. And I was like, nah, bro, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. So I completely, I blocked this stuff. I was like, if I don't feel that vibe, like I'm not gonna rock with you. I can't just do it. So I got off, but apparently now they're killing him on Twitter for like, I guess he posted some reps or whatever he's been doing, and he's like complaining about resellers doing this and that, but he's a reseller. So like he's complaining about resellers, but he's a reseller, and he's complaining about like bricks and all this stuff. And I'm like, bruh, but you resell, like that's crazy. And then the only other person is, and then you guys probably know who this is. Every time he has a shoe, my guy is just with the face, and I can't stand that. Like, boy, if you don't, the whole mouth open thumbnail and YouTube thing is crazy. I need people to stop. I'm okay with the cheese. I'm okay with a little smile. I'm okay with the point. I'm all that. But the face, we need to stop. That is cringy as hell. I don't need to see that no more. And all my man's thumbnails is that exact same thing. And I've been trying to like tell YouTube, like, not interested in his videos, but they keep popping up. My God, but that's it. That's it.
As someone who's guilty of doing the I've done it before. I'm not gonna lie. I've done it before. You know, the thing is it's weird because, for example, I dropped a video about the yellow ochre ones, right? I did that video. It's been like almost a week now. And what's interesting is I had another YouTuber, he reached out to me. He said in the middle of making his, he actually stopped to watch my video. And then even said like, yo, you hit on so many points, blah, 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 blah. But it's weird because he did a video, he put his out after mine. And I'm watching it and it's like, how the hell did this blow up the way it did? And now mine has just recently started to, out of nowhere, started to actually gain some traction almost a week later. Like, it's just weird how YouTube works in itself, let alone trying to get people to click on what you want for the thumbnail. I don't know exactly who it is you're talking about with the other two YouTubers, but, you know, some of it does make you go, okay, what is this person about to get at sometimes? But it can be annoying. A lot of times they're saying a lot about nothing. For example, Andy, I'm sure you've seen a lot of this too, right? How many people are keep trying to put stuff out there about the shock drop on the Jordan 4 Bred reimagined? Everybody, all the major YouTubers have talked about it. But if you actually look at the history of what happened with the reimagined, there's no guarantee we actually get a shock drop on that shoe. They never, I would say, would you agree that the Chicago one lost and found were the top reimagined sneaker we got? As far as people talking about, well, guess what? That shoe never shock dropped. We only got exclusive access on that shoe. And then you had to take 20 L's in order to have been considered for exclusive access. Because I went back and looked. You had to take 20 L's, 20 Jordan 1 L's through the sneakers app to be in contention for exclusive access on that shoe.
It's the only way.
For the Jordan 3 reimagined, you had to take L's on the free throw lines, and I forgot what the other one was.
See, that's not true though, because I got them. I got them for somebody else. And I haven't entered for freeze, and I got early access.
That's the thing though, because that's the other issue as far as what we talked about earlier when it comes to exclusive access, right? They say these are the parameters for the algorithm. But yeah, there's people that have hit and still got exclusive access, and people who haven't hit who should be getting exclusive access and then they don't get it. Right? So I've seen so much of that to where, oh yeah, I hit both pairs and I still got EA. It's like,
it's crazy.
How did that even happen? How does that even happen that you slip through the cracks when it's all done through computer code? Like Nike could go right now and pull the list of who did what and who got what through the sneakers app through the years. They have all that information. So how does your algorithm setup still allow for people to get through and still win? On exclusive access. But continue on exclusive access. The World Reimagined ones, the exclusive access for that were, again, L on the patent Breds and an L on the white cement 3s.
But I think what the brands tell you and what the brands do are two completely different things. Like you were saying before, we were led to believe there was no more Travis Scott Jordan 1s.
And then they came back out with more. Yeah, exactly.
But still made it out. Oh no, this is a golf one. No, it's not this. All right, okay, it's a golf. And then boom, here's another two.
People are getting the golf ones to try to wear like a regular shoe.
Yeah, they are wearing it like a regular shoe. I got the Chicago golfs and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna wear. Like, I got them. They released, and I was like, well, I'm gonna get them so I can, because I have like a bunch of other Chicago, so like it'll be dope to have like every rendition of Chicago. I have like the patent mids, and I had them on. I was like, do I really need these sitting here? And I was like, nah, I'm just gonna sell them. Retail or whatever, I'm gonna sell them. No, I don't even play golf. So I was like, I don't need these. I don't need
Yeah,
these.
you don't got a set of golf gloves. I mean, there's no
Yeah. It's only till now I've been thinking like, man, it'd be nice to play some golf or something like that, right? But I'm sure I could find a pair of golf shoes somewhere. But this guy bought them for me. Good dude. And I was like, oh, you play golf or anything? He's like, no, I'm wearing them casually. I was like, okay, well, do you? But yeah, there's people who wear them casually. Like, hey, do you? I ain't mad.
That outsole is a little too stiff to be walking around on like tile and stuff. So I mean, to me that's somewhat of a hazard trying to walk around everywhere in those. But hey, to each their own, I guess.
There's actually a Bred 4 leather Bred 4 that was made in a golf golf cleat that people turn into a regular 4, and they wear them off like that. So people do what they want to do nowadays. Right? Yep. You see, I remember when they soul swapped it. I think one person did it, and Sneakerhead in the Bay did it. And there's some people who hate Mary, but I was like, oh, that'd be dope if Nike released a leather Bred 4 like that. And now everybody's like, oh no, those I can't. Those are trash. So it is what it is.
It's only because there's so many pairs.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm. If they did like allegedly, if they did like 1,000 pairs of it, oh, they'd be the best shoe of all time.
Even at 100,000 pairs. Because right now, if you look, those Craft 3s are starting to have an uptick in people looking at them because they're talking about only like 250,000 pairs total. Even though they're dropping at like all major retailers. I don't know where they're getting that number from. But I saw a pair today, actually. I saw a pair today in hand. They're nice. They actually look just like, there's an all-white pair of 3s as well that released years ago. And I wish I had thought about it then, but I was like on my way out. I should have tried to get a picture of both of the shoes next to each other to see how close they were. I have to try to find that all-white pair of 3s, but they look just like them. But then they have like this off-white vibe to them because of the clear back tab with the Jumpman and the Nike swoosh on it.
Yeah, you definitely have to do that for us. We can do those comparisons.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So guys, we're on a send-off. So guys, please let them know where to reach you guys at. In the meanwhile.
I'm at Wear Your Kicks 26 on Instagram and YouTube, guys. Make sure you check me out.
I'm just on Instagram, Andy_0161.
And we gotta get some more platforms.
0161.
You get some more platforms, and he's supposed to say 7 of them. Man, so I'm on Instagram and Instagram only.
Yeah, that's it.
That is it. And we're out, guys. Don't forget to check out the Instagram. We got the Kicksologist podcast on Instagram. You'll see podcast clips and our daily outfits and kicks of the day. You can also find my guy Wear Your Kicks, his little videos. We're going to post them up there as well. So definitely follow us on there. Definitely use the hashtag Kicksologist101. If you want us to look at things, or if you want to post some things, you want us to feature anything, we're definitely looking at those. Aside from that, oh yeah,
over sneaker news, picks, everything, wild crap you see out in the streets, send it over to us, guys. Hashtag it to us.
We want to see all that. Anything you guys got, even if it's Skechers, we want to see it. So
I don't know about that. And try to keep it PG too. Don't be sending us no
We don't want the wife to see some crazy. You over tagging us and stuff. Yeah. We'll check out for the next episode. Peace out, guys.
All right, guys. See ya.